Have you ever been sitting in a room full of people, maybe at a dinner party or a busy office, and suddenly felt an overwhelming urge to just leave? It's not that you're angry, and it's not that you dislike the people around you. It's just that the air feels thin, and your social battery didn't just drain, it shattered. If you felt that pull, stay with me. It's not a weakness, it's a warning. In our hyper-connected world, we're often told that isolation is dangerous. We're social creatures, they say. And while that is true, there is a fundamental difference between isolation and solitude. What you were feeling lately, that desire to turn down invitations, to silence your phone, to take the long way home just to be in the car by yourself for 10 more minutes, is not a rejection of life. It is a biological and spiritual demand for oxygen. Here at INVICTUS X, we look at modern psychology through the lens of ancient wisdom. The Stoics, specifically Marcus Aurelius, didn't view the retreat into oneself as hiding. Marcus ruled the known world. He was the most powerful man on earth, surrounded by sycophants, generals, and politicians, yet he constantly withdrew into his own mind to write his meditations. He understood something that we have forgotten in the 21st century. The soul cannot grow in a marketplace. When you feel that urge to be alone, you aren't running away from people, you are running toward yourself. Think of your mind like a glass of water that you've been shaking non-stop since you woke up. The sand and the water are mixed together, creating a cloudy mess. You can't see through it. Solitude is simply the act of putting the glass down on the table and letting the sand settle to the bottom.
Let's look at the first major insight. You are not escaping people, you are returning to your factory settings. From the moment we enter the school system, we are trained in the art of performance. We learn to smile when we aren't happy, to nod when we don't agree, and to laugh when things aren't funny, just to keep the social lubrication flowing. Jungian psychologists call this the persona, the mask we wear to survive in society. It's a useful tool, but it's heavy. Imagine wearing a lead vest for 12 hours a day. By 6 p.m., your shoulders ache. Solitude is the moment you take the vest off. I remember talking to a man named David, a high-level executive who was terrified that he was falling into a depression because he stopped enjoying Friday night happy hours. He told me, "I just want to sit on my porch and watch the sunset. Is something wrong with me?" I told him what I'm telling you now. The you that exists in the quiet is the real you. The you at the happy hour is a construct. When you start craving solitude, it's because the construct is exhausting you. You are tired of the performance. You are tired of the avatar you've built. In the silence, you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify your existence. You just are. That isn't loneliness. It is the ultimate form of liberation.
This leads us to the second realization, which often surprises people. Peace is addictive. When you first start pulling away from the noise, it feels uncomfortable. This is normal. We are dopamine junkies. We are addicted to the ping, the notification, the drama, the breaking news. When you first sit in silence, it can feel deafening. Your brain starts itching for stimulation. But if you push through that initial withdrawal, if you sit there for 10 minutes without your phone, something shifts. You enter a state of flow with your own existence. Let me give you a specific example. Have you ever gone camping? Real camping, away from cell towers. The first night is usually anxious. You wonder what you're missing. By the third night, you are staring at a fire and you realize you haven't thought about your emails, your social status, or your bank account in hours. You feel a sense of clarity that is almost intoxicating. This is why the desire to be alone grows stronger the more you indulge it. You start to realize that boring is actually peaceful. You stop tolerating drama. I have a friend who used to be the life of every party. He was involved in every piece of gossip in his friend group. Over the last year, he started practicing what he calls the silent commute. No radio, no podcasts, just driving. He told me, "I realized I don't hate people, I just hate the noise." He started protecting his mornings like a fortress. He realized that most of what we call socializing is just people throwing their anxieties at each other. Once you taste the champagne of inner stillness, the cheap beer of chaotic gossip just doesn't taste good anymore. You aren't becoming arrogant, you are just refining your palate. You are realizing that your attention is a currency, and you're tired of spending it on things that give you zero return on investment.
Here is where the Stoicism of INVICTUS X really comes into play. The world will often misinterpret your desire for solitude. They will call you distant, cold, or aloof. This is insight number 3. Your calmness unsettles them because it reflects their chaos. We live in an attention economy. People feel validated when they can get a rise out of you. If they say something provocative and you react, you have given them power. But when you have spent time in solitude, you develop a buffer. Seneca said that the wise man is immune to insults, not because he doesn't hear them, but because they do not penetrate his soul. Solitude builds that shield. Consider a situation at work. There's a crisis. Everyone is running around, panicking, sending frantic emails. Then there is the person who has mastered solitude. They are sitting quietly at their desk, thinking. To the chaotic people, this looks like inactivity. Why aren't you panicking with us, they think. But the person who is comfortable in silence is the only one actually solving the problem. This is the power of composure. Solitude teaches you to pause between the stimulus and the response. I recall a story about a negotiation between two business owners. One was loud, aggressive, filling every silence with bluster and threats. The other sat quietly, listened, and only spoke when necessary. The loud one eventually burned himself out, revealing all his cards because he was uncomfortable with the silence. The quiet one won the negotiation simply by being comfortable with the pause. When you stop needing to prove yourself to the crowd, you become dangerous in the best possible way. You become unshakable. You care about people, yes, but you no longer need their validation to feel whole. You love them from a place of abundance, not a place of neediness. That is a shift that only happens when you are alone.
Finally, we must understand the timing of this desire. Insight number 4. Solitude is the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. In nature, transformation is a lonely process. A caterpillar does not turn into a butterfly while hanging out with other caterpillars. It wraps itself in a cocoon, a space of total isolation, and literally dissolves. It falls apart completely before it is reassembled into something with wings. If you are feeling a deep, almost magnetic pull to be alone right now, you might be in your Chrysalis Phase. Maybe you are questioning your career. Maybe a relationship just ended. Maybe you just feel like the goals you set 5 years ago don't fit you anymore, like a shirt that's too tight. This confusion is uncomfortable, so we usually try to drown it out with noise. We go out, we drink, we scroll. But the Stoic embraces the void. Solitude gives you the space to ask the scary questions. Am I happy? Is this what I want to do for the next 20 years? Who am I when I'm not working? You cannot answer these questions when you are surrounded by the opinions of others. You need the blank canvas. I know a writer who hit a massive creative block. She felt like a fraud. Instead of pushing harder or asking for advice, she went to a cabin for 2 weeks. She said the first 3 days were miserable. She felt lonely and bored. But by day 4, the mud settled. She realized she was writing what she thought people wanted to read, not what she wanted to say.
That time alone didn't just fix her book, it fixed her life. When you return from this period of solitude, you don't come back empty-handed. You come back with a mission. You come back with values that are actually yours, not just things you inherited from your parents or your peers.
So let's reframe the narrative. If you were sitting there right now thinking, why am I so antisocial lately? Stop. You are not antisocial. You are pro-growth. You are undergoing a spiritual renovation, and you can't renovate a house while you're throwing a party in the living room. You need to clear the furniture out. This desire to be alone is a sign of maturity. It means your soul is choosing alignment over applause. It means you are ready to stop acting and start living. Walk this path with dignity. Don't apologize for your absence. Don't make excuses for your need for quiet. If people ask, just tell them you are recharging. The ones who matter will understand. The ones who don't are likely the noise you need to filter out anyway. Solitude is not a life sentence. You will return to the crowd eventually. But when you do, you will walk differently. You will speak with more intention. You will listen with more depth. And you will carry a portable sense of peace that no one can take away from you.
Here is my challenge to you this week from INVICTUS X. I want you to carve out just 20 minutes a day of total unplugged solitude. No phone, no music, no books. Just you and a window, or you and a park bench. It will be hard at first, but stick with it. I want to hear from you in the comments. We have a community of people here who are all walking this path. Tell me, what is one activity you've replaced with silence, and how has it changed your mood? Do you take walks without headphones? Do you drink your coffee in the dark? Share your habit. Your story might be the permission someone else needs to finally embrace their own silence. If this message resonated with you, you know what to do. Share this with a friend who might be struggling with the noise of the world. And remember, in a world that screams, there is immense power in being the one who whispers.